I mean, we'll do it. We'll warp him out. We'll tap this guy down, but I don't think it matters too much. We'll get out the nutrient block, and then we will actually station that guy. So the warp cost with being able to station right away is really nice. And again, we'll give this guy base power 2, so he's going up to 8. And wow, we actually got the opponent right there. That was a crazy game. It's turn 4. Did the opponent go first? Crack land for the opponent on turn 1. Find a land drop, which is nice. And now we got men on the right hand. Can play artifacts from the top because our artifacts can tap to add mana, which is really nice. And then we will just go ahead and station. And then, no, we're not going to station him again. We're actually going to use this synergy that we've seen. We're going to transform this guy into a 2/2. And I mean, does he have another Elspeth Smite? We're going to make him have it. If he has it, he has it. It's a nice tech card. Just a Ride's End. So yeah, this guy really is trying to keep the board clean. Another instant ramen. So that's for some life gain. But we do have the Simulacrum Synthesizer coming down. Ring of Lucy, Candy Trail. So this guy is definitely playing Ugin. This one does help them ramp quite a bit. So hopefully we can find quite a few artifacts just so we can create those colorless tokens. I don't think we can warp that guy out, which is a little bit unfortunate. Definitely don't need a land. Could get down this guy. We're going to do it like this. Yeah, we're going to get down this guy. And then we're going to get down this guy. And then we are going to station this one with this thing. And then we will punch in. We'll transform this one into a 2/2. So got the opponent down to 11. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today we are looking at a mono blue artifact deck, and we're honestly playing a lot of new cards from the Edge of Eternity set. Let's start from right to left. First is the land. We have Uthros, the Titanic Godcore. This land enters tapped. We can tap it to add blue mana, and we can station it up. Station basically means we need to tap a creature, and then we can add that creature's power to the station cost that you see there. When we get to a station cost of 12, then this land can tap, and it can add blue for each artifact we control, and basically everything in our deck is an artifact, so this land can produce a ton of mana that way. It is just a 1-drop. I don't know how important it'll be, but I wanted to try it out. Up next, we have the Valkyrie aerial unit. For 7 mana, you get a 5/4 flying creature. When it enters, you get to surveil 2, but it does have affinity for artifacts, so its cost is reduced by 1 generic mana for every artifact we have on the battlefield, so could potentially get this guy down for just 2 mana, which is really, really good then. And then one of the new cards we're looking at is Mechanozoa. When this creature enters, we get to tap a creature or an artifact that the opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. It's 6 mana for a 5/5, but we do have the possibility of warping it out for 3 mana, so can warp it out for 3, put a stun counter on a creature that the opponent controls, and then later we can cast it from exile. We're also looking at Menon, the right hand. I'm just going to call him the right hand because his name is pretty crazy. For 5 mana, you get a 3/4 legendary jellyfish advisor. Card art looks pretty funny. He has flying, and he has the text that says, we may look at the top card of our library at any time, and we may cast artifact spells from the top of our library, and every artifact we control has tap this artifact to add blue mana, and spend this mana only to cast spells from anywhere other than our hand. So this will help us play spells from the top of our library, which is really, really nice. And then in the 3 mana slot, since we are running a lot of artifacts, of course, we had to include the Simulacrum Synthesizer. I actually am not a fan of this card just because it is so popular right now, and it is honestly just such a good card. I'm tired of facing it, but since it is such a good card and we are playing an artifact deck, of course, we have to play the Simulacrum Synthesizer. I don't want that to be our only win con, so that's why it is only a 3-of in our deck. But yeah, you guys know the Simulacrum Synthesizer. We also have the Dauntless Scrapbot for 3 mana. This artifact robot is a 3/1, but when this creature enters, we get to exile each opponent's graveyard, and we get to create a lander token. We can see the lander token says spend 2 mana, sacrifice this token, and search for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. What's nice about the lander token is it is an artifact, so cards that we control that have affinity for artifacts, that does help reduce the cost there. So Dauntless Scrapbot, I think, might be a pretty nice card, especially if people are trying to do some graveyard shenanigans. So Dauntless Scrapbot is a inclusion. We're also trying out Tezzeret, the Cruel Captain, 3 mana Planeswalker in Standard again. Whenever an artifact we control enters, we put a loyalty counter on Tezzeret, so that's how we grow his loyalty up. For his +0, we get to untap a artifact or creature we control. If it's an artifact creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. We can use his -3 ability to search for an artifact with mana value of 1 or less, reveal it, and put it in our hand. And then his -7 ability says we get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat on our turn, we get to put 3 +1/+1 counters on a artifact that we control. If it's not a creature, it does become a 0/0 robot creature. So let's skip straight to the 1-drop slot. We actually have the nutrient block for 1 mana. This artifact is indestructible, so if we're able to turn this one into a 3/3 creature with indestructible, that will be quite nice. We also have the Synthesizer Labship for 1 mana. This is a spacecraft, has the station ability as well. When we get to +2, at the beginning of combat on our turn, 1 other artifact we control becomes an artifact creature with base, power, and toughness as a 2/2. So again, stationing this up for just 2 mana, that is really easy to achieve. And then yeah, if we can turn the nutrient block into a creature, it has indestructible, that will be quite nice. So then we could just always use it as a blocker. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might honestly want to go up 1 more copy of this just so that we can hit that combo more reliably. So then the question is, what do we cut? Maybe 1 land, but our lands are pretty iffy. I'll think about it. But we will go three copies of this one. Bounce off, just 1 mana, return target creature or vehicle to its owner's hand. It's kind of like Into the Floodmaw. We're trying the Desculpting Blast for 2 mana, return a non-land permanent to its owner hand. If it is a attacking creature, we get to create a 1/1 drone artifact creature with flying, and the drone artifact is an artifact, so that can help with the affinity for artifacts. We also have the Diversion Unit for 2 mana. This 2/1 flying robot enters, and we can spend 1 mana, sacrifice this creature, and then counter an instant or sorcery spell unless the opponent pays 3. And then finally, we have the Emissary Escort for 2 mana. This creature gets +X/+X, where X is the greatest value among other artifacts we control. So also new card from the new set, 0 power, 4 toughness is pretty nice. So he could be a blocker for a little bit. So yeah, this is the deck that we're rocking with. I guess we'll maybe, well, this guy does say Surveil. The Memory Guardian, I guess we haven't looked at this guy. Affinity for artifacts is a 3/4. What do we go down on? Because I think 3 copies of Nutrient Block is probably the way to go. I guess we'll go down 1 copy of Mechanozoa. So this is the deck we're going with. Let's just jump into some games, see how it does for us. All right, guys, we gotta go first, and we do have the Synthesizer Labship, which is pretty nice. Also have the Dauntless Scrapbot, so if the opponent is trying any graveyard shenanigans, we will be able to exile the graveyard. They do rip 2 mulligans right away, so a little bit scary. And he's down to 5 cards, so 2 mulligans is what the opponent took. See mono white, that's fine. We will get the Escort down just so we can start stationing this one. Oh, and next turn, our land comes in tapped, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I want to get Tezzeret down. Can start growing this guy, and we can look for the nutrient block. So this is a mono white, sorry, not mono white, it's an Orzhov life gain deck. For sure, we are going to pull down Tezzeret, and we will go with +0. No, sorry, I want to actually go for his -3, because I want to find the nutrient block.
Even these strange metals answer to me.
I want to find the nutrient block, can get the Uthros down, get the nutrient block down. All right, so opponent might actually be more of the sacrifice. So he might be playing Sephiroth. Sorry, not Sephiroth. We will get down the nutrient block, put a counter on Tezzeret, get down this artifact, put another counter on Tezzeret, and we will untap an artifact or creature. If it's an artifact creature, put a +1 counter on it. I think we can turn this one in. Okay, that did nothing. That's my bad. Okay, so it has to be a creature to put counters on them. That's my bad. The cat collector. Create a food token. No life gain yet. So he will attack us with his healer's pigeon. That does grow. Creates the cat. We can actually bounce that back. So yeah, we will get the Dauntless Scrapbot down. That does grow both of those guys. Create the lander token. I am just going to station this up and then... No. At the beginning of combat. Okay, so that's when we are going to turn this one into an indestructible creature. We will say no attacks for right now. Tezzeret can now put a +1 counter on this guy. So now we have a indestructible flying 3/3. Oh, it's just for the turn though? Come on. All right, so that's not really a good combo. That's a little bit unfortunate. He is just going to attack us down. Also with the cat. Is that all he does? It looks like it, so we will bounce the healer's pigeon back to their hand. We get to create the 1/1 flying artifact. It can't block. And we will definitely block this guy. I guess he does gain life for that. I don't think we have much removal in our deck, so... might honestly need the Simulacrum Synthesizer. And we just find a land. That is really unfortunate. Alright, this combo, really not the biggest fan of it, so we're just going to sacrifice this one to draw a card. Find another robot. And then I will just tap this guy. And then, I mean, we will play a land. Tezzeret. Well, wait, you know what? We will attack first because we can untap this guy. No, never mind. I'm going to submit 0 because it's just until the end of the turn. And we will say no attacks. Tezzeret will go ahead and untap this guy for us.
My control is absolute.
That is just look for a land card, so end that one. It's gonna gain some more life. So Johnny's Pride Mate is so annoying right now. I guess I should have been stationing this one a bit more as well. That would be a 4/4 flyer. Does he have a kill spell? He's hovering over some of our creatures. Might have a Sheltered by Ghosts. Alright, if we do get to the Tezzeret ult, we do get to put 3 counters. That is fine. A little bit unfortunate that he has Mortify, but I think that was it for turn. Oh, and he is going to sacrifice his Ajani. That you absolutely love to see. And I will not sacrifice my Dauntless Scrapbot.
You cannot kill me.
All right, I'm really happy that he threw his Ajani away. The nutrient block. I mean, I guess we will station this guy. Yeah, so this is now a creature. Untap. All right, so we will attack. Becomes a 2/2. We'll make that one a 2/2. We will attack with this guy. And then we will actually put a +1 counter on this guy.
Obey me.
4, 5, 6. We have 6 mana. I think we can more or less play everything from our deck, so we'll do it like this. He paid the kicker cost, so he gets to bring back a Johnny. No. Alright, now he does attack with the 2 cats, I'm pretty sure. Does he attack with the healer's pigeon, though? He just goes after our life total. That I'm fine with. So no blocks. So I don't think he's gaining any life this turn. Yes, he's not gaining any life. Man, our draws are just really not that good. And I really don't want to go with his -3, so I think we will turn this one into a creature. We will attack with this one, and this one, and this one. We'll attack with all these creatures, start putting some pressure on the opponent. I mean, he can now start growing his Johnny, which is a little bit scary. He's actually going to grow him quite a bit because the Vengeful Blood Witch also gains life. The Sunblessed Healer will gain them life. But he would have to double block. He doesn't. This is fine. Man, a Johnny is a creature that I am just so tired of. All right, we will get to untap this guy, but yeah, we will lose him next turn.
Make yourself useful.
Oh, man, our draws just really are not the best. Oh, he gains life for that as well, so now, well, we still could. We need a way to draw some cards, honestly. I think we have to try and keep a Johnny alive, honestly. Or not a Johnny, Tezzeret. But this Vengeful Blood Witch is a pain in my back end. Alright, Dauntless Scrapbot. That is a pretty nice draw. Can exile your graveyard now. Create the Lander token. Oh, and we got up to his ultimate. Let's go. So we'll say next. We get to put 3 counters. We'll turn this one into a creature, and we'll put 3 counters on the Synthesizer Labship. Alright. And now our flying Synthesizer Labship might be able to get us over the line if this guy doesn't have any more flying creatures. Just because of Johnny, we can chump block for a few turns in a row. Can also start attacking with this drone as well. Even though the opponent is gaining a ton of life, of course he has another flyer. Ay, 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 guys. Alright, that is fine. No blocks. Alright, this is a pretty nice one. Do we warp him out? Yeah, I think, yeah, look, we'll do it like this. We'll warp him out. Just because I really want this Quarcy to be tapped. And then we will use him to station. And then we will actually station this guy as well. So we're up to 8. Nutrient block. I'm going to just draw a card with this one. Gain 3 life, draw a card. This also really nice draw. So we have another blocker back to block with, and I will actually put some counters on this artifact. Sure. And then we'll attack with those 2. All right, so opponent's down to 15. Next turn, we can tap the Revenant again with this one. So I just hope he doesn't have another flyer. Take me now, Lord. Okay. Alright, game. I see how it is. He should attack with the Johnny, because I'm not going to double block. Alright, well, we're definitely getting this one down. Can tap this one down again. And then, I mean, I will station him. So this one can add a ton of mana right now, 8 mana. This just helps us find a land. It doesn't help us find anything else. Tezzeret. Oh, wait, this turns it into a flying creature, right? Yeah, so we're going to turn this guy into a flying creature, and we'll put some counters on him as well, and then we will attack with these 3. All right, and next turn, this Revenant still stays tapped because it has the stun counter on him. Hopefully he has no more flyers, and we have at least 2 creatures back to block with. He does gain some life for that, but he's only up to 15. This guy's tapped. Please don't have any more flyers. You have literally found 3 of your Inspiring Overseers in the top 20. That's kind of ridiculous. 2 mana left. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we got him. Man, this game was a little bit of a struggle. It was like pulling teeth a little bit, but hey, we got there in the end. Nothing he can do. I don't get why he's not attacking with the Johnny. I'll happily take 2 damage right now. All right, so this one actually turning it doesn't even matter if they're already a creature. Just giving another creature flying is just so nice. Oh, and we actually found the Menon, the right hand. Let's go. I'm going to do it to him, guys. Keep your backhand strong. Say life gain this. Bam. Get him out of here. All right, guys, opponent goes first. Landfall deck, potentially, but I will keep this hand. We actually saw how clutch the Synthesizer Labship can be. I got a little bit mixed up in the previous game. I know if I pull this up, you guys can't see it, so I'm waiting for him to do that. He found a mountain, that's fine. Look, I thought when we get to his +2, at beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 other artifact, target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness of 2/2. So I thought we could make a indestructible 2/2 nutrient block forever. I thought it just gained flying until the end of the turn, but no, it is for just that entire turn. At the beginning of combat, an artifact becomes a 2/2 creature with flying. So that was kind of a little bit of a non-combo. But the Synthesizer Labship being able to give another creature flying was really, really nice. So that came in massively clutch. Oh, and this thing has affinity for artifacts, so we will get that one down as well. Can go ahead and station it right away. Oh yeah, it is up to 4. That's my bad. I think we can grow that one. Yeah, because this one, his original power is 0, so this one gives him base power 2/2. So yeah, you see his toughness is down to 2, but I mean, he has flying. So that's why he went from a 5/4 to a 7/2. Another crack land. Wonder what the opponent's trying to do. Creature power 4 greater, you get to draw a card, and creatures with power 4 greater have trample. Yo, this is a Titanic deck. That is awesome. So we might be dead next turn. This was actually the first card I played from the new set. I had a ton of fun with Titanic. I'm glad this guy's also playing it in Gruul. So if I remember, I'll actually put the link to my video here for you guys as well if you want to check this out. Because yeah, he's going to warp out some really, really, really big creatures. It doesn't even matter if we tap him down right now. So, I mean, we'll do it. We'll warp him out. We'll tap this guy down. But I don't think it matters too much. We'll get out the nutrient block. And then we will actually station that guy. So the warp cost with being able to station right away is really nice. And again, we'll give this guy base power 2. So he's going up to 8. And wow, we actually got the opponent right there. That was a crazy game. It's turn 4. Did the opponent go first? Crack land for the opponent on turn 1? Yeah, I think he did, because I would have played a land before combat, I'm pretty sure. So, wow, turn 4 victory right there. Wow, that was crazy. And Synthesizer Labship for 1 mana with this Escort, that is such a nice combo. Being able to kind of station him up right away when this guy has Summoning Sickness, being able to warp out another creature and then use the station cost right away, because none of our creatures with warp have haste. So just being able to station for 5 mana or 5 power right away for just 3 mana because we warped him out, getting this guy transformed into a 4/4 flying creature. And then being able to give this Escort base power and toughness of a 2/2 is really nice, because again, this guy's original power, I don't know if you can see this or not, I might be blocking it, but this guy is originally a 0/4, so wow, G to the G. Previous game was a struggle fest, and this one call us mono red aggro. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. 2 lands, a little bit risky, but Simulacrum Synthesizer with Tezzeret, that combo goes very, very hard. So I'm going to risk it. We can get Nutrient Block on turn 1. I mean, we can even sacrifice it on turn 2 to draw a card to hopefully hit our 3rd land drop. Duress from the opponent, so that actually really sucks because we lose either Tezzeret or the Simulacrum Synthesizer. Do hit our land drop, which is nice, and I think I will just crack this one to draw another land drop. I'm not gonna complain about that. Can warp this one out, and we even have men on the right hand. Opponent might be looking to do some graveyard stuff, and I mean, I guess we will look for an artifact for 1 mana.
This will suffice for now.
And then we can go Synthesizer Labship, and we can warp this one out for 3. 5 power will be enough to let us station the Synthesizer Labship, which is quite nice. Opponent with some green as well. They look to draw and discard, create a treasure token, and they're looking to bring back the Ancient Adamantoise. That, my friends, is too funny. We will warp this one out. Grow Tezzeret. Tap an artifact. We'll go ahead and tap their treasure token. And then we can station this one, Tezzeret. We can untap this guy, and then we can actually station him again. Yo, let's absolutely go. That was crazy. That was pretty wild. So now we have a 4/4 Synthesizer Labship. We can actually keep growing him every turn. Can actually get down another Synthesizer Labship and then just get out the Mechanozoa. And then we can tap the treasure token again from the opponent. But they might have a Zombify next turn, and Ancient Adamantoise will be pretty tough to deal with. Pain for all. Enchant creature you control. Deals damage equal to its power. Bounce off to return. What is the ward? Ward 3? This would allow us... I am worried that he might play a Zombify, so I think I'll just get the Synthesizer Labship down for right now. And then if the opponent does reanimate... Get to grow Tezzeret. Bounce off will do nothing for us. So we'll just grow this Synthesizer Labship right now. I guess we could have maybe put a counter on that one. Does the opponent have a kill spell?
I am power.
We can make this one a 2/2. I think the opponent is holding on to a kill spell. They would have to burn one of their treasure tokens, though. They might do that, though. Oh, yeah, this one has Summoning Sickness, so that's why he's not able to attack right now. Oh, it's probably a bit of triumph to get rid of our Tezzeret. That is a little bit unfortunate. He did have to burn 1 treasure token for that.
My revenge.
And he did take 3 damage for that, so he's down to 12. And, I mean, we're doing 7 damage each turn, so he is on a 2-turn clock right now. And we do have a bounce off. Ooh, and I think he's still looking for an answer. Let's hope he doesn't find another kill spell. Discards a land. 2 treasure tokens, so 5 mana to work with. Is he hovering over the graveyard? He is. So he is going to zombify. Let's hope he doesn't have two of them in his hand. No zombify. Okay. It's our turn. Yeah, we would not be able to pay for the ward on the Ancient Adamantoise. So I think for right now, we will just go to attack step. We'll turn this guy into a 2/2. And we will punch in for 7 damage. Opponent is down to 5, so we have him with this Synthesizer Labship next turn. 7 mana to work with. Make that 6 mana, because he is drawing and discarding. He's probably looking for a kill spell, I would imagine. 6 mana to work with. Guess a Surveil, but that's not draw a card. So 4 cards in hand. Is it an answer? It's just a duress. 3, 4, 5. I mean, he does have the Ancient Adamantoise right now. That was a really clutch duress. He probably gets rid of Bounce Off. And if he has Zombify, I will cry. And he didn't have it. Let's absolutely go. GG. Yeah, that one turn where we warped out the Mechanozoa, station this guy for 5, and then with Tezzeret put a counter on this guy to make it a 6/6, and then, you know, station it again to just instantly transform our Synthesizer Labship. That was really, really nice combo, so GG. All right, guys, we gotta go first, and we actually have a Menon in our opening hand, so I want to try it. I want to try and get him down, see if he can put in any work for us, because we've seen some of the other synergies of the deck. I guess we get down the Diversion Unit. And then next turn we can get down the Dauntless Scrapbot. I don't think the opponent is trying to do anything with the graveyard. It's just mono white. What it looks like might be mono white tokens. Could be angels, of course. Mono white life gain, really popular. Just some removal, that's fine. Those actually count as artifacts for us. Token artifact. So it is reducing the cost of our memory unit. So yeah, now he just costs 1 to get him down, which is great. So we can get down both of these creatures next turn. Opponent with a Fountain Port, and we can actually get all these guys out. We are maybe walking into a board wipe. So I could see a argument for actually just keeping these 2 guys on board and applying some pressure this way. Desculpting Blast. I mean, we haven't seen any creatures yet, so we will just go ahead and bin that one. Dauntless Scrapbot can go ahead and grow some more. We hit a land drop, which is really nice, so if he does wipe the board next turn, just see another kill spell. Elspeth Smite actually deals with that guy. That is really unfortunate. Instant Ramen. So some colorless land and some colorless spells. So he might be playing Ugin, which is, of course, a little bit scary. Find a land drop, which is nice, and now we got Men on the right hand. Can play artifacts from the top, because our artifacts can tap to add mana, which is really nice, and then we will just go ahead and station. And then, no, we're not going to station him again. We're actually going to use this synergy that we've seen. We're going to transform this guy into a 2/2, and I mean, does he have another Elspeth Smite? We're going to make him have it. If he has it, he has it. It's a nice tech card. Just a Ride's End. So yeah, this guy really is trying to keep the board clean. Another instant Ramen. So that's for some life gain. But we do have the Simulacrum Synthesizer coming down. Ring of Lucy, Candy Trail. So this guy is definitely playing Ugin. This one does help them ramp quite a bit. So hopefully we can find quite a few artifacts, just so we can create those colorless tokens. I don't think we can warp that guy out, which is a little bit unfortunate. Definitely don't need a land. Could get down this guy. We're going to do it like this. Yeah, we're going to get down this guy. And then we're going to get down this guy. And then we are going to station this one with this thing. And then we will punch in. We'll transform this one into a 2/2. So got the opponent down to 11. So Ugin might actually not be enough next turn if he does have it, because these 2 artifacts are both 7/7s. He could, of course, yeah, have a split up, which we were worried about. But, I mean, he has 3 mana to work with still. We can warp this one out. I think we will actually do that. We are going to warp this one out. Get to grow our bot, and we're going to tap down the ring. Cracks the candy trail to gain some life. 3 life. But that one is tapped. We definitely will play this one. Sacrifice this token. Search for a basic land. We don't need to do that, so we will just punch in for 9. How much is this to crack? 2. So big bap down to 5. And again, we have these colorless construct tokens, so Ugin cannot exile him. And then next turn, we can just tap down the ring again, so that will deny them some mana. There is the Hedron Archive, but he's more or less all tapped out. 2 mana to work with, nothing he can do. Instant ramen, not going to save you, buddy. So, yeah, really, really clean game again. 1 mana to work with. And yeah, opponent scoops it up. So, yeah, his game plan, of course, was just keep the board clean. But yeah, we went a little bit too wide and a little bit too tall as well. Like, you know, creating these constructs every turn. And I think he did get rid of one of them because we did tap one of them to station the Synthesizer Labship. But yeah, anyways, GG, really clean game. All right, guys, we go first. A little bit of an unfortunate hand just because, yeah, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Simulacrum Synthesizer. I find it a pretty boring card. It does fit really well in this blue artifact deck. Luckily, we did find a 2-drop, which is really nice. But yeah, I can't turn down a hand that has 3 lands and 2 Simulacrum Synthesizers because it honestly is a really, really good card right now. It is a good card right now. Opponent, we see a Maze Mind Tome. They might be on a colorless deck. We have already seen one of those from the opponent. Also playing mono white, just trying to keep the board clear. So I hope we can find a land. Yeah, opponent just scoops it up. I think they know, yeah. That's the power of the Simulacrum Synthesizer. It just makes people concede sometimes. GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first, but we have a 3-lander into the Diversion Unit and then the Simulacrum Synthesizer. Last game, someone conceded when we did that combo, even though it's not really a combo, but let's see if it happens again. And again, we drew another Simulacrum Synthesizer, so this game is shaping up to be nearly the exact same as the previous one. Of course, opponent on different colors. Previous opponent was mono white. This guy is looking to ramp quite a bit. So, I don't think a landfall deck. Ooh, the Sierra. I wonder if they are playing Kona. Oh, and I mean, I say it, and they are. Counter target instant or sorcery. So next turn they're going to get Kona down, and then they're going to station it with the Sierra. So I think we actually have to keep up the Desculpting Blast, but then at the same time it's like, well, they can just replay it. So I think we're just going to try and go a little bit wider than they can. Don't think we need another land. This one will have affinity for artifacts, so we will keep that one. But yeah, here comes Kona, and then they station it with this Sierra. And now he can put in Omniscience, probably. The Ancient Adamantoise, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, and then they station this one. I mean, I guess we get down another one of these. 2 bounce-offs. Well... 1 mana return. I guess, well, I could probably choose something different. This does cost 1 mana right now, so we will get this one down. Create some more construct tokens. And then, I mean, we will hold them back to block. Next turn, we can get 2 artifacts down, and we can bounce something else from the opponent. Again, they can just tap Kona, even though that this one is fully powered up. Or I guess with their land, they can do it as well. I will definitely... Well, but that does have our constructs get a little bit weaker, so I will take 5 damage for right now. And what does he put on the battlefield? Oh, Vaultborn Tyrant. That will gain them quite a bit of life. And I was going to say, we can't bounce it to their hand, but I don't know how much that helps. What does this one do? Sacrifice a land. Get 2 lands on the battlefield. And another Sierra is just going to... Oh, it's a legendary creature. Okay. Search for a legendary creature, so... Yeah. Gets the Rip Spawn Hunter. At the beginning of your second main phase, if Rip is tapped, you get to reveal the top X, where X is this dude's power. Put any number of creatures with different powers into your hand. So, yeah, we already knew we weren't drawing a land. I think we just get down the Memory Guardian then. And then... Honestly, I think we keep both of these. Yeah, we don't have enough mana to return that one. But we can at least return the Vaultborn Tyrant to their hand, and then we will just attack with everyone. Does he get to actually save all of that damage? Or does 20 damage go here, and then the remaining 15 damage go here? I wonder. I guess we'll find out. And yeah, next turn we do have a bounce off, so we can return... We can return a creature of theirs. Probably return Kona. And yeah, let's see what the opponent does. I'm worried, not worried, I am wondering how this interaction will play out. Because yeah, we're doing 35 damage. Damage does get redirected to this guy. I guess we're doing all 35 damage to this guy. So that's how that will work. Because all of these damage more or less at the exact same time. So... Yeah, Ancient Adamantoise is just absorbing 30 damage for them. That is pretty crazy. Doesn't need a block or anything like that. Yeah, you just see all of our guys just attack that guy, so... He does get to create a ton of treasure tokens, but... I mean, he has Kona that can put anything onto the battlefield for free, and he already had quite a bit of lands anyway, so... Yeah, I don't think this helps him out too much. At the beginning of your second main, if Rip is tapped, reveal the top X. You can put any number of those creatures into your hand. All right, so I think we're going to have to return this one because he only has the Vaultborn Tyrant. Yeah, he's going to station that one. Your second main phase. We're going to put a stop after combat. He's going to tap that one as well. But I'm worried. Wait, how much mana does this guy cost? 4. Oh, wait, but he still has all of these treasure tokens, so he could just redeploy this guy. Oh, but all his lands are tapped. All his lands are tapped. I don't know when to fire this one off. I hope he just plays something for a little bit more mana. That's fine. I'll take 5 damage. No blocks. Pass. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I didn't know when to actually pull the trigger on that. Well, one more Vaultborn. We can actually just bounce that one. Let's see what he puts onto the battlefield. Oh, another Ancient Adamantoise. Are you absolutely kidding me? I cannot believe it. Oh, wait, but we'll have enough mana to actually bounce that one. Because, wait, oh no, we actually really have to draw a land. He's going to get a Vaultborn Tyrant down. Wow, he doesn't get a second Vaultborn Tyrant down. That is kind of crazy. If we draw a land, I think we might win. Gets to put 2 lands, but they're tapped. He has 3 mana to work with, so I guess he gets an elf down just as a blocker. And then 1 unknown card in hand. Can we please draw a land game? I think I shipped a few of them back, so those may be my bad. And an elf, so 2 mana to work with. He does actually have quite a few blockers. Please draw a land. Let's go. Super clutch land. Get this Ancient Adamantoise out of here. Pay the 3. And then, I mean, he does He has too many blockers back. So yeah, he did get us, and that's what I was saying. I didn't know when to actually trigger this one. I don't know if I should have done it before. Yeah, because it says at the beginning of your second main phase. So I should have done it during combat, because it would have passed. I would have bounced this guy back to their hand. I would have bounced that guy back to their hand. I don't get why this guy didn't block with these two. Wait, we had one of these. I think he had one of these guys, right? 1, 2, 3. He had 4 blockers. And these guys don't have trample. I really don't know what this opponent was doing. I did make a mistake, though, so I can explain it. So with the Desculpting Blast, I should have returned this guy to their hand because he got to look at the top X. And it says at the beginning of your second main phase. So that's here. So I put a stop here. But after attack steps, so after this attack, defense, and stop after damage, I guess stop at end of combat, right when it goes to here, that is the start of the second main phase. So that triggers instantly. So that's when I should have bounced that guy, just so he would not have been able to look at the top X cards of his library because it would have been back in his hand. And even if he did replay him with all the mana he had, and then maybe he had one of these lands that could have stationed him, that is already past the second main phase. So that's what I should have done. I don't get why this guy didn't block with more of his, little creatures, because he definitely had us on the crackback, but wow, Simulacrum Synthesizer actually got us there, and that land off the top, getting us to that 5 mana mark, Desculpting Blast, being able to bounce back the Ancient Adamantoise, 8 mana creature with only Ward 3. Get that thing out of here. All right, guys, we get to go first. Unfortunately, we have the Simulacrum Synthesizer in our hand, but I think we've seen a lot of the other synergies and, combos from this deck, so we'll get one more for the road. One more for the road before we wrap it up for today. We are against the Azorius players. They might have just board wipe after board wipe, even though that is a tapped land. Is it a spell pierce? I hope not. It's not, so I'm feeling pretty good about this, and I mean, I don't think we can turn these 2 cards down, so opponent is going to be in a world of hurt right now. This Escort is up to 3 power right now, so opponent, he is on his own Simulacrum Synthesizer deck, so it is a battle of the robots. We had the lucky chance of going first, and we actually have another one, so yeah, I do feel a little teensy bit bad, but at the same time I don't. This guy has affinity for artifacts, so we'll keep him. We even have the Desculpting Blast, so yeah, opponent definitely has a uphill battle, and a pretty steep one at that. We're playing against A Magic. It's Mr. A Magic. Does he have some artifact removal? Have to be targeted. Okay. Can we bounce that? Return target non-land? We can. So, I think we do it. Get that thing out of there. I mean, he can just replay it next turn, but, I mean, we're going to be creating so many of these construct tokens right now. Diversion Unit. Can actually use that guy to start countering some spells, so I might... Well, it does have to be an instant or sorcery, so maybe shouldn't have kept that one, but we'll just go with this one. Create some more construct tokens, and, I mean... Yeah, 12 damage to your face. I'm not sure you can afford to take all that damage, so you lose your construct token. I have 4 of them on the board right now. Are you going to really spend 4 mana just to get rid of one of my Simulacrum Synthesizers? That's not a winning play. Do you have a board wipe? That would save you, but again, we just have this dude coming down. Ooh, he did find a second one, so good for the opponent, but... Yeah, his creatures aren't that big. I think he's only just creating one of them as well. And yeah, we had the Dauntless Scrapbot coming down next turn. It counts as an artifact, so these 4 would go up to 10 10s, and then these guys would each create 1 more each. So yeah, battle of the Simulacrum Synthesizers deck. This is kind of what Standard has devolved into. It is the battle of Simulacrum Synthesizer, Landfall, and Sephiroth Sacrifice in combo with that Azorius or Esper mill deck as well, which I'll be playing in the next few days as well. So I really can't talk too much, but I just that's just what I've noticed. That really is kind of what standard is right now. But yeah, GG, you guys. I don't think I need to say it, but yeah, Simulacrum Synthesizer, absolutely disgusting card. Get him out of here. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to the post-game wrap. Today we looked at a pretty fun mono blue artifact list. We looked at the new Planeswalker from the Edge of Eternity set, Tezzeret, the Cruel Captain. 3-mana Planeswalker is really nice because that's super cheap. And yeah, whenever a artifact enters, you get to put a loyalty counter on Tezzeret. So in some games, when you have some of these artifact creatures that have affinity for artifacts, so their mana cost, the generic mana cost gets reduced for however many artifacts you have. Some turns you can just play artifact after artifact. If you combo Tezzeret with the Simulacrum Synthesizer, they create these artifact construct tokens, so that also counts as an artifact entering. So in some games you can really just get to Tezzeret's ult so quickly, and other games it feels like he's not really doing much for you. -3 to search for an artifact with mana value 1 or less. That does feel like a pretty steep cost, even though I will say, for me, secret MVP of the deck has been this Synthesizer Labship. I think we saw in a few games, this guy can come down for 1 mana, and then I think even as early as turn 3, you can get him stationed all the way up because, where's the card? The Mechanozoa, you can warp it out for 3 mana. It's a 5/5, so then you can tap him. And I think we maybe had a Tezzeret down as well, so we could put a counter. No, oh yeah, so what we did, sorry. Synthesizer Labship came down, and then on turn 3, we warped this guy out, and I think we had a Tezzeret on the battlefield as well, so maybe it was turn 4, so maybe a little bit slower. But Mechanozoa, he's a 5/5, stationed him up for 5, and then with Tezzeret's +1 ability, untap target artifact or creature you control. We untapped the Mechanozoa, and then we could station it again. So getting this guy up to 9 station power isn't the craziest, just because some of our creatures as well, like the Escort, he can grow pretty quickly as well. So getting this guy stationed up, and you get a flying vigilance 4/4, that's honestly really good. And then I think we saw the other combo where we gave another creature base power and toughness of a 2/2. Giving this guy base power and toughness of a 2/2 is really nice because he originally starts as a 0/0, so he gets +X, where X is the greatest mana value among other artifacts we control. So if we control, let's say, the Memory Guardian, this is 5 mana artifact. This guy would be a 5/4. If we have the Synthesizer Labship give this guy base power of a 2/2, then he becomes a 7/2. And the really nice thing, again, about the Synthesizer Labship is it also gives that creature flying until the end of the turn. So then this becomes a 7/2 flying creature. And again, not many people are playing a bunch of flyers. Sure, in the mono-white life gain deck, they're playing, you know, the Healer's Pigeon, Angels, of course, all of them have flying. Other than that, there's really not too many flying creatures in Standard right now. There are, of course, a few. I'm not going to name all of them. But yeah, that really nice combo. So this Escort from the Edge of Eternity set and the Synthesizer Labship, both of these, just being how cheap they are, 1 mana and 2 mana respectively, they can put in a ton of work for you when the deck does pop off. And then what I thought would actually be cool, I thought when you got this guy to station level of just +2, I thought you could turn another artifact into a creature and it just gained flying until the end of the turn. But you just turn it into a creature with flying until the end of the turn. So I thought we could turn the Indestructible Nutrient block into a 2/2. Unfortunately, you can't do that, but at the end of the turn, this thing just returns back to an artifact, and he's not a creature anymore. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Bounce Off and the Desculpting Blast came in so clutch in a few games, just being able to bounce other creatures back to the opponent's hand. The Desculpting Blast, also from the Edge of Eternity set, if a creature is attacking into you, you get to create a colorless drone artifact creature token, which again has the artifact type, which is just so important for everything else in our deck. So yeah, this deck, when it pops off, and it's not even that hard to get it to pop off, there's quite a few different ways that you can get it to pop off. I mean, we saw in just the last game the Simulacrum Synthesizer, absolutely disgusting. We saw in another, it wasn't even really a game, but yeah, we went with the Diversion Unit into Simulacrum Synthesizer, opponent just scooped it up. Simulacrum Synthesizer, super busted card. I know people are already tired of playing against it. I'm a little bit tired of playing against it myself as well. It is a really good card, and it can win games by itself as well. So I guess the Mechanozoa, being able to warp it out for 3 mana. We already talked about the combo with the Synthesizer Labship, but just being able to put a stun counter on something, it counts as an artifact entering, so it puts a counter on everyone. Not on everyone, sorry. On Tezzeret, it would grow him. He makes other artifacts cheaper then, so I've really liked this card as well. And then finally, the man on the right hand. I think we only saw him in 1 game, but he still put in a decent amount of work for us, where all of our artifacts could tap for mana, and we can look at the top card of our deck and play any artifacts from there as well. So I really liked him as well. I think just a 2 of probably is the way you want to go with him. I know we didn't find him in a lot of our games, but I don't think he is the best. Honestly, you might even want to go up another copy of the Synthesizer Labship. But yeah, this was the Mono Blue Artifact deck. It was a lot of fun. We looked at Tezzeret. I think he is a really good Planeswalker, and I think he actually worked quite well in this deck. So yeah, I've been rambling long enough. If you guys made it this far into the video, thumbs up and a comment down below would help me out a ton. If you're liking the content, please consider subscribing, and I'm going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.
Bonus game!
Don't worry, Pom-Pom-chan. I've got this. Take a break, will ya?
Edge's technology serves one goal. There is no system I can't improve. Work harder. Consider your doom imminent. Soon, this technology is in my network is already vast. Bow. Soon you will grovel. Everything from scrap to my will is my own. This is only a temporary halt in progress.